If you're over 60 and living with arthritis, you may already know that what you eat can make your joints feel worse. But what if I told you that the most dangerous foods for your arthritis may not be the ones you think? Many seniors avoid red meat or salty snacks, but ignore 5 hidden food triggers that silently inflame the joints and worsen pain over time. These are foods found in almost every kitchen. Foods you might eat every day, thinking they're harmless or even healthy. In this video, we'll reveal 5 common but surprising foods that could be making your arthritis worse, and what you should be eating instead. Stick around to the end, because the 5th food is one almost everyone over 60 eats regularly, but it's quietly hurting your bones and joints more than you realize. Vegetable oils rich in omega-6 fats, the sneaky joint destroyers hiding in plain sight. Many people believe that using vegetable oils is a healthy choice, especially when trying to avoid butter or animal fats. But when it comes to arthritis, this belief can be misleading and even harmful. Oils like corn oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, and even some blended vegetable oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 fats are not bad on their own, the problem starts when we consume too much of them and not enough omega-3 fats, which are found in foods like salmon, flax seeds, and walnuts. The ideal balance between omega-6 and omega-3 should be close to 1:1, but in most modern diets, especially for seniors who grew up with processed cooking staples, the ratio can reach as high as 20:1 in favor of omega-6. This imbalance fuels inflammation inside the body, including in the joints. Several scientific studies have shown that a high intake of omega-6 fatty acids can increase the production of pro-inflammatory chemicals called cytokines and prostaglandins. These are the very same compounds that are elevated in people with rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Clinical Rheumatology found that individuals with arthritis who consumed more omega-6 than omega-3 had more joint swelling, tenderness, and pain. What's worse is that these oils are often used for frying, in salad dressings, in margarine, and in nearly every packaged food on grocery shelves. That means you might be adding more fuel to the inflammatory fire without even realizing it. Many seniors also fall into the habit of reusing cooking oils. Heating these oils repeatedly, especially in deep fryers or stovetop pans, leads to the creation of harmful compounds called advanced lipid oxidation end products. These byproducts are not only inflammatory but have also been linked to damage in joint tissues and the breakdown of cartilage over time. For someone with arthritis, this can mean more stiffness, more pain, and faster joint deterioration. Another overlooked problem with these oils is that they often come paired with processed foods. Frozen meals, crackers, snack bars, and ready-made sauces often contain vegetable oils as stabilizers or flavor enhancers. And while you might not taste the difference, your joints certainly feel it. If you're trying to eat better for your arthritis, the first step isn't just cutting out sugar or red meat, it's switching out these oils. Look for alternatives like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil, which have more stable fatty acid profiles and contain anti-inflammatory compounds like polyphenols. It's important for seniors to read labels carefully, even on foods they've bought for years. You might be surprised at just how often these oils appear on ingredient lists. It's not just about what oil you cook with at home, it's about what oils are used in the foods you snack on and the dressings you drizzle on your salad. Reducing omega-6 rich oils and replacing them with healthier fats can be one of the simplest but most powerful changes to ease joint pain and support mobility well into older age. Low-fat dairy, a misleading healthy choice that may inflame arthritis. For decades, people were told that low-fat dairy products were a smart and healthy choice, especially for heart health and weight control. Many seniors made the switch from whole milk to skim milk, from full-fat yogurt to fat-free versions, and from rich cheeses to lower-fat substitutes. But for those living with arthritis, this change might actually be making things worse. While it may seem like low-fat dairy is the better option, the truth is that these products often come with hidden problems that can quietly aggravate joint inflammation and pain. The first issue is that when fat is removed from dairy, it often takes flavor with it. To make up for the loss in taste and texture, manufacturers add sugar, stabilizers, thickeners, and artificial ingredients. These additions might help the product taste better, but they also lead to more inflammation in the body. Sugar in particular is a known inflammatory food, and it spikes insulin levels and encourages the release of inflammatory messengers throughout the body. For someone with arthritis, that means more stiffness, more swelling, and more aching joints. Another problem is how the body reacts to dairy proteins like casein and whey. Some studies have shown that these proteins can trigger an immune response in sensitive individuals, which leads to increased inflammation in the joints. A 2015 study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism found that some people with arthritis reported noticeable relief from joint pain after removing dairy from their diets, especially low-fat versions. This may be due to a sensitivity or mild allergy that isn't always diagnosed but still creates a low-level inflammatory state in the body. Low-fat dairy also doesn't satisfy hunger as well as full-fat versions. The healthy fats in whole milk and full-fat yogurt help slow digestion and provide a steady source of energy. When these fats are removed, the food digests more quickly, leading to blood sugar spikes and crashes, which can cause the body to release more stress hormones. These hormones, like cortisol, can interfere with healing and actually increase inflammation over time. Seniors who already deal with blood sugar imbalances may find that low-fat dairy only adds to the problem, creating a cycle of cravings, mood swings, and inflammation. Another hidden danger is the type of processing these products go through. Low-fat dairy often goes through more industrial steps than its full-fat counterparts. This extra processing can strip away helpful nutrients like vitamin D and calcium, both of which are important for bone health, especially in older adults. Vitamin D in particular plays a role in reducing inflammation, and without it, the risk of worsening arthritis symptoms increases. Seniors often think they're helping their bones by drinking more milk, but if it's low-fat and full of sugar or additives, they may actually be doing more harm than good. It's also important to understand that not all dairy affects everyone the same way. Some people can tolerate fermented dairy products like plain Greek yogurt or kefir better than milk or cream. These fermented options contain probiotics, which can help reduce inflammation by improving gut health. But once again, the benefit depends on the quality and type of dairy consumed. Many low-fat versions of these products are still loaded with sweeteners and thickeners, which cancel out the good bacteria and make inflammation worse. For those with arthritis, the best option may be to limit or even avoid low-fat dairy and instead choose smaller amounts of full-fat, natural options if dairy is tolerated. Even better, some seniors find relief by switching to plant-based alternatives like almond milk, oat milk, or coconut milk, provided they are unsweetened and free of added gums or oils. Reading labels is critical, because many dairy substitutes also sneak in added sugars or inflammatory oils, especially in flavored varieties. Seniors should aim for the most natural, clean options available. In the end, low-fat dairy is not the health hero it was once believed to be. For people with arthritis, it can be a silent source of daily joint aggravation, hidden beneath the surface of what looks like a healthy meal. Choosing the right type of dairy, or skipping it altogether, can play a powerful role in managing arthritis pain and supporting better mobility with age. Small changes like these, especially when combined with other anti-inflammatory steps, can make a big difference in how you feel every single day. Gluten-containing grains, how wheat and rye could be aggravating your joints. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley. While it's most known for causing problems in people with celiac disease, there's growing evidence that gluten can also trigger inflammation in people who don't have celiac disease, especially those dealing with arthritis. For seniors who eat bread, pasta, crackers, and baked goods every day, gluten may be quietly fueling joint pain and stiffness. You don't have to be allergic to gluten for it to affect your body. Many older adults develop something called non-celiac gluten sensitivity, which doesn't show up in standard tests but still causes real symptoms, especially when it comes to inflammation. In arthritis, the immune system is already in overdrive. It attacks joint tissue, leading to swelling, redness, and discomfort. Eating foods that the body sees as irritating only makes things worse. Gluten has been shown to increase something called intestinal permeability, often referred to as leaky gut. When this happens, tiny particles from the digestive tract slip into the bloodstream, and the immune system reacts by releasing inflammatory chemicals. These chemicals don't just stay in the gut, they travel throughout the body, including the joints. For someone with arthritis, that means more pain, more stiffness, and more swelling. A 2014 study in the journal Clinical and Experimental Rheumatology found that people with rheumatoid arthritis who followed a gluten-free diet experienced a reduction in joint pain and inflammation. Another study published in Autoimmunity Reviews noted that gluten may act as a trigger in autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, meaning that it can set off flares or worsen symptoms. Even osteoarthritis, which is not autoimmune but degenerative, can become more painful when inflammation levels rise due to irritating foods like gluten. One of the biggest issues is that gluten hides in many foods that seniors may not think twice about eating. It's not just in bread or pasta. It can be found in salad dressings, sauces, soups, cereals, processed meats, and even some medications or vitamins. That means a person could be consuming gluten at nearly every meal without realizing how much of it they're taking in. For someone already struggling with joint pain, this could be the missing piece of the puzzle. Cutting out gluten, even for a short period like 4 weeks, can sometimes make a noticeable difference in how the joints feel. It's also worth mentioning that most gluten-containing foods are heavily processed. White bread, cakes, cookies, and snack crackers are not only filled with gluten but also often packed with sugar, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. All of these ingredients contribute to inflammation. Even whole wheat bread, which is often considered healthier, can still spike blood sugar and contain other additives that promote joint discomfort. Seniors trying to eat healthy might choose a slice of whole wheat toast thinking they're doing the right thing. But if that toast is contributing to gut irritation and inflammation, it may be doing more harm than good. Going gluten-free doesn't have to be difficult. There are more options than ever before, from gluten-free oats and quinoa to almond flour and rice-based pastas. Fresh vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and healthy fats are naturally free of gluten and offer nutrients that support joint health. It's important to read labels carefully, even on products labeled gluten-free, because some of them still contain added sugars, gums, or seed oils that may not be good for arthritis either. The key is to focus on whole, clean foods that support healing rather than add to the problem. Some seniors also find that eliminating gluten improves more than just their joints. They often report clearer thinking, better digestion, and improved energy. These changes are important for overall health, especially as the body ages. Arthritis doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's part of a bigger picture that includes the immune system, the gut, and the foods we eat every single day. Gluten may not be a problem for everyone, but for many people with arthritis, it's a hidden trigger worth paying attention to. Trying a gluten-free diet for a short period may help you discover if your body reacts negatively to gluten. There's no harm in trying it, and the potential benefits could be significant. If the joints feel better, the mornings are less stiff, and the energy is stronger, that's a sign your body may be thanking you for the change. For seniors living with arthritis, anything that reduces pain and improves quality of life is worth exploring, especially when the solution might be as simple as changing what's on your plate. Artificial sweeteners, the chemical imposters linked to increased inflammation. When people try to cut back on sugar for better health, many turn to artificial sweeteners as a quick fix. These include common names like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin, which are found in diet sodas, sugar-free snacks, low-calorie yogurt, chewing gum, and even some protein powders or flavored waters. For seniors managing conditions like diabetes or weight gain, artificial sweeteners can seem like a smart swap. But for those with arthritis, these substitutes may be far from harmless. In fact, many studies now show that artificial sweeteners can actually increase inflammation and worsen joint pain over time, even though they contain little to no calories. The problem begins with how these sweeteners affect the gut. Your digestive system is home to trillions of bacteria that help control everything from digestion and mood to inflammation and immune responses. When you eat artificial sweeteners, they don't just pass through your body unnoticed. Research shows they can disrupt the delicate balance of gut bacteria, known as the microbiome. A disrupted microbiome has been linked to increased levels of inflammation throughout the body, including in the joints. A 2014 study published in Nature found that mice fed artificial sweeteners developed glucose intolerance and inflammation due to changes in their gut bacteria. These same changes are believed to happen in humans as well. For people with arthritis, an increase in inflammation, even small, can mean more swelling, more joint pain, and less mobility. The scary part is that this can happen even if the sweeteners don't cause immediate symptoms. The effects build up slowly, especially when consumed every day. A packet in your morning coffee, a sip of diet soda at lunch, a sugar-free dessert after dinner. These small doses can add up and quietly worsen inflammation over time. Seniors who think they're being healthy by avoiding sugar may actually be hurting their joints without realizing it. Artificial sweeteners can also trick the body. Because they taste sweet but don't provide calories or energy, they confuse the brain and disrupt normal metabolic processes. This confusion can lead to stronger cravings for sweet foods, poor blood sugar control, and even insulin resistance. All of these factors play a role in inflammation and can worsen arthritis symptoms. A 2017 article in the Journal of Applied Physiology discussed how artificial sweeteners may interfere with the body's ability to regulate glucose and may promote fat storage and inflammation, especially in older adults. There's also evidence that some artificial sweeteners may act as neurotoxins in sensitive individuals. Aspartame, in particular, has been shown in some small studies to trigger headaches, mood swings, and joint pain. While not everyone reacts this way, those with autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis may be more sensitive to chemical exposures. Even if there's debate in the medical world about how dangerous artificial sweeteners really are, for someone who already lives with daily joint pain, it makes sense to avoid anything that might make it worse. It's not just diet drinks or packets of sweetener that are the problem. Many sugar-free or low-carb foods now include artificial sweeteners or even newer types like asulfame potassium or neotame. These sweeteners are often hidden under brand names and can be difficult to identify unless you read the label carefully. Seniors who buy flavored yogurt, packaged protein drinks, or even diabetic-friendly snacks may be consuming multiple forms of these sweeteners without knowing it. If joint pain seems worse after meals or seems to flare without reason, these hidden sweeteners might be a cause worth looking into. Better options do exist. Natural sweeteners like stevia and monk fruit extract are less likely to disrupt the gut or trigger inflammation. While moderation is still important, these choices are generally considered safer and less harmful to joint health. Even better, reducing your overall need for sweetness, training your taste buds to enjoy the natural flavor of foods without added sugar, can support long-term health and lower inflammation levels. Adding cinnamon to oatmeal, using fresh fruit to sweeten yogurt, or simply cutting back on sweetened beverages can all help reduce your need for any kind of sweetener, artificial or not. In the end, avoiding artificial sweeteners is a smart step for anyone with arthritis. While they may promise fewer calories, they often deliver more inflammation, more joint pain, and more confusion to the body's natural systems. For seniors trying to protect their joints and improve their daily comfort, focusing on whole foods with natural ingredients and skipping the chemical imposters is one of the simplest but most effective things you can do. Nightshade vegetables, healthy for some, but pain triggers for others with arthritis. Nightshade vegetables often appear on healthy eating lists. They include tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, bell peppers, and chili peppers. These foods are rich in nutrients, full of color, and commonly found in salads, stews, and sauces. For many people, they offer vitamins like C and A, and compounds like lycopene that support overall health. But for others, especially those with arthritis, they can be a hidden source of joint pain. This might seem surprising, since they're not processed or sugary, but nightshades contain a group of natural compounds that can trigger inflammation in sensitive people, especially older adults with arthritis. One of the key compounds found in nightshades is solanin, a chemical the plant produces as a defense against insects. In large amounts, solanin can be toxic, but even in smaller amounts, it can cause irritation in the body. For some people, solanin may worsen joint pain, stiffness, and swelling. It's not an allergic reaction but more of an inflammatory response that can quietly build over time. A person may not feel anything after eating a tomato one day, but after weeks of regular exposure, the joints may become more tender, more swollen, and more sensitive. Many seniors eat nightshades daily without making the connection between their diet and their arthritis symptoms. There isn't one single test that can prove someone is sensitive to nightshades. That's why it's often overlooked. But many people with rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis have reported improvement after removing nightshades from their meals for a few weeks. A 2010 review published in Seminars in Arthritis and Rheumatism highlighted the role of dietary alkaloids like solanine in worsening gut and joint inflammation. Though more research is still needed, anecdotal reports and small clinical observations suggest that removing nightshades can lead to reduced joint pain, especially in those with long-term arthritis. Another group of compounds in nightshades that may cause problems are lectins. Lectins are naturally occurring proteins found in many plants, but they're particularly high in tomatoes and eggplants. Some researchers believe that in sensitive individuals, lectins can disrupt the lining of the gut, leading to inflammation that spreads through the body. This inflammation doesn't just stay in the digestive system. It can reach the joints and trigger flares, especially in people already dealing with autoimmune conditions like arthritis. Seniors with weaker digestive systems or gut imbalances may be more affected by lectins than younger, healthier individuals. Cooking nightshades can reduce some of the irritants, but it doesn't eliminate them completely. That means even a cooked tomato sauce or roasted potatoes may still cause discomfort in people who are sensitive. And it's easy to forget just how often these foods show up in everyday meals. From ketchup and spaghetti sauce to mashed potatoes and stir-fry dishes, nightshades are part of many common meals. For seniors who are trying to eat more vegetables, these ingredients can quietly cause more harm than good if their bodies don't tolerate them well. To find out if nightshades are a problem, seniors can try an elimination diet. This means removing all nightshade vegetables from the diet for 3 to 4 weeks and watching for changes in joint pain, stiffness, and energy. If symptoms improve, that's a good sign these foods might be a trigger. Reintroducing them one by one can help confirm which foods cause issues. This process doesn't require medication or costly tests, just careful observation and patience. For some, the change is dramatic. Joints feel less swollen, morning stiffness eases, and energy improves. If giving up nightshade seems difficult, there are plenty of healthy alternatives. Instead of white potatoes, try sweet potatoes, which don't contain the same compounds and offer anti-inflammatory nutrients. Use carrots, beets, or squash in place of tomatoes in soups and stews. Herbs like basil, thyme, and turmeric can replace chili peppers in recipes without adding heat or irritation. Seniors don't have to sacrifice taste to feel better. With a few creative changes, meals can still be colorful, flavorful, and arthritis-friendly. It's important to remember that not everyone reacts to nightshades the same way. Some seniors may eat them with no problem, while others may notice a big difference once they remove them. The key is listening to your body. Arthritis is a complex condition, and what works for one person may not work for another. But when joint pain keeps coming back or gets worse despite taking medication or being careful in other areas, diet should be examined closely. Nightshades might seem innocent, but for some people, they're a major piece of the arthritis puzzle. Trying a break from these vegetables could be one of the simplest ways to see if your joints feel better. No special products or fancy supplements are needed, just a few changes in your grocery list. For many seniors, that small step can lead to big relief and better movement. It's worth a try, especially when the potential benefit is less pain and more freedom in daily life. Better choices. What to eat instead to support your joints and reduce daily discomfort. After learning about the hidden dangers in certain foods, it's natural to wonder what's left to enjoy. The good news is, there are many foods that not only avoid making arthritis worse, but actually help calm inflammation, strengthen bones, support joint tissues, and ease daily pain. Making smart food choices can be one of the most powerful ways to take control of arthritis naturally. These better choices aren't exotic or hard to find. They're simple, natural, and senior-friendly, and they focus on healing the body from the inside out. Let's start with fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, and trout are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which have been shown in dozens of studies to reduce inflammation in the joints. A 2017 study in the journal Rheumatology International found that people with rheumatoid arthritis who ate oily fish twice a week had significantly reduced joint pain and stiffness. Omega-3s help block the production of inflammatory substances in the body and can even reduce the need for certain medications over time. If fish isn't an option, Omega-3 supplements made from algae or fish oil can be a good alternative, but it's always best to get these nutrients from whole food sources when possible. Next are green leafy vegetables like spinach, kale, arugula, and Swiss chard. These greens are full of antioxidants, vitamin C and K, magnesium, and calcium, all of which play a role in bone and joint health. Vitamin C is especially important because it helps the body produce collagen, a protein that keeps cartilage and tendons strong and flexible. Magnesium helps regulate muscle and nerve function and reduces muscle spasms around sore joints. Seniors who eat more greens often find they have better energy, improved digestion, and fewer inflammatory flares throughout the body. Berries are another excellent choice. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries are packed with powerful antioxidants like anthocyanins, which help fight inflammation and oxidative stress. These fruits also support the immune system, promote healthy skin, and improve circulation, all of which benefit aging joints. A 2018 study from the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that people who ate a cup of berries each day showed lower levels of inflammation in the blood. Berries are also naturally sweet, making them a great replacement for sugary snacks or desserts. Extra virgin olive oil is another superstar. Unlike vegetable oils rich in omega-6, olive oil is high in monounsaturated fats and polyphenols, which help fight inflammation. It also contains a natural compound called oleocanthal, which works similarly to anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen. Adding olive oil to salads, cooked vegetables, or even drizzling it over fish or whole grains is a simple way to reduce inflammation while boosting flavor. Choose cold-pressed, organic olive oil when possible, and store it in a dark bottle to keep it fresh. Nuts and seeds are also joint-friendly. Walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, and chia seeds are rich in fiber, protein, healthy fats, and important minerals like selenium and zinc. These nutrients support joint repair and help balance the immune system. Flax seeds and chia seeds also provide plant-based omega-3s, which help regulate inflammation in people who don't eat fish. A small handful of nuts a day can be a satisfying snack that keeps the joints and the brain functioning well. Whole grains like quinoa, brown rice, and oats are much better choices than gluten-containing refined grains. These grains provide energy without the inflammation linked to wheat and rye. They are also high in fiber, which supports a healthy gut microbiome. A well-balanced gut is key for reducing inflammation throughout the body. Unlike white bread or sugary cereals, these grains digest slowly, keeping blood sugar steady and reducing spikes that can lead to joint pain. Turmeric is another food that deserves attention. This golden spice contains curcumin, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound that has been used in traditional medicine for centuries. Studies have shown that curcumin can reduce joint pain, stiffness, and swelling in people with arthritis, sometimes as effectively as prescription drugs. Adding turmeric to soups, stews, or tea can be a natural way to get its benefits. Just remember that it's better absorbed when taken with black pepper and a source of healthy fat, like olive oil or coconut milk. Bone broth is another healing food for joints. It contains collagen, gelatin, and amino acids that help rebuild connective tissue, soothe inflammation, and protect cartilage. Many seniors who add bone broth to their daily routine notice improvements in flexibility, skin health, and digestion. It's easy to make at home using leftover bones and vegetables, or you can find high-quality versions in health stores. Just look for those without added salt or preservatives. Lastly, water is essential. Staying hydrated helps keep the joints lubricated and allows nutrients to reach the tissues more effectively. Dehydration can make stiffness worse and slow down recovery after activity. Seniors should aim to drink water consistently throughout the day, not just when thirsty. Adding lemon, cucumber, or mint can make it more enjoyable while also supporting the body's natural detox systems. By choosing foods that reduce inflammation and skipping those that make it worse, seniors can take a big step toward managing arthritis naturally. These foods won't cure the condition, but they can absolutely help improve comfort, energy, and quality of life. Food is not just fuel, it's information for the body. And by giving the body the right information, we help it heal, one meal at a time.